Welcome to Finca Live. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Morning everyone, welcome back to sunny southern Spain. It's not so sunny today, look at that sky, it's cloudy. It's been cloudy since 4 or 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Our solar is coping admirably. The batteries went down to 28% last night, so the generator didn't kick in, we didn't need it as yet. And it's been cloudy pretty much all day. They're already back up to 75%, such is the power the panels put on. So happy days on the solar. It's great, it's working fantastically. Sharon's in the UK to see her parents for the next few days, so you stuck with me. But just before she went, the hoof lady, we call her, came to sort Donkey's hooves out, and he was very good. He was getting a bit unsettled. She was here a couple of hours, so after a little bit. But he stuck with it. We had to give him some treats. He had in a bucket sort of thing, and he was fine. And now he's a very sporting donkey with his new hooves. We perhaps left him a little bit longer than we should have done, but she's now going to come back every 4 to 6 weeks and keep on top of him, keep him good. So there we go, happy days. So I'm back in the utility. I had this joint here. I wasn't particularly happy with it. So what I've done, I've made a little metal plate to go over it, tied it all up, fits in quite nicely. So yeah, when you're scratching your head trying to think of things to do, how to tidy things up, how to finish things off, well that should do that nicely. So I'm just going to pop a couple of screws in here and then we'll have a look at those troughs. Because they're right near the end of the grain, I'm just going to pilot them first, near the end of the wood that is above them. Because it will split. Take that one out of the way for a minute. Are we on hammer here? Yes. Right, try again. That's one. Got to pop the screw in there first before I do the other one. Very good. Right, get this one done. Yeah, it'd be absolutely lovely to get these done for when Sharon gets back, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to have a go. I stuck this one on with liquid nails, no nails, whatever it's called locally to where you are. I've got another one for the other side. Now I'm happy with that system. First of all, I'm going to cut, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 altogether, and I've got 2, so I need another 7. I'm a bit low on power because I said that it's cloudy, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I've got such faith in our panels. So I'm going to cut 7 more of these, and then I'll probably cut a shelf to go across so I can level them up each side, and that's going to be my awkward thing as well, getting them all dead level. But first job, I'll go and cut these. I'm not sure where I got 9 from. There's 5 troughs, 2 on each trough, that makes 10. My counting is not so good today. I'm going to use these 2 off cuts. In fact, I'm just going to use one of them and rip 2 strips out of that because I don't need that one either, and then we'll cut them all down to the length required. So with them done, I'm now going to rip this one down my first shelf, and yeah, we'll see if we get it fitted in. Right, okay, so I've just tried them in. These aren't square, of course. What did you expect? Nothing in this house is. But it's a good tight fit, so I just need to nick like a millimetre off from this corner, going to nothing there. Just ever such a slight angle that way, like that, but 1 millimetre on this side. I'll go and see if I can do that. Right, so after 2 trips, I'm about there with it. As you can see, this is going to take a bit of a while. Right, so it's in there now. What I've done, I don't want the wood super tight in here, because wood expands and contracts, as you probably know. And if it does expand, it'll end up with a bow in it, which won't be very good. So I've left a gap, but what I've done, I've wedged it in place, level, with the wood chisel, there. If you're wondering why that's sticking up there. So now I can draw a line directly under this, which will be the line to mount my next block to, which is still in the workshop. So I'll go and find my pencil, get that done, and get the clamps, get the glue, and get it stuck in. I was actually thinking I could be a bit clever here and do both of these at the same time, but that's going to be far too complicated, so I'm just going to have to do them one at a time. I got my mark there for him now, so all we can do, whack a ton of glue on him and get him clamped in place. Here we go, here goes nothing. Get plenty on. There we go. I can't get these mixed up either because they're all going to be ever so slightly different, I reckon. Right, let's see if I can do this. He's in there, smashing. One-handed clamps are fantastic, you know. There we go. Fab. Right, I'll have to let him dry. I was trying to figure out the best way to get all these level, but I think the best thing to do is to just use the eyeball level, look across the two. They're going to be near enough, I think. If things look right, they usually are. So I can get this one in, then I can probably prepare the next 2 tops for that one and this one, and then when these are dry, just keep working along the same way. So I'll get this stuck and get the next 2 tops cut. Okay, so the next 2 pieces are cut and ready. Obviously I'm probably going to need to fine tune the angles at the ends, I'm sure, but I can't do anything while these clamps are still in the way. So all we can do is wait for those to go off. Right, okay, so these are dried nicely. That one's sort of in. I'm going to have to take it off to do the other side, I think. I've got this one levelled and wedged with the old wood chisel exactly where I want it. I'm going to just try and pop him straight in there now without disturbing anything. And there'll be another one done. And then on the end of that one, I'm going to eyeball that one again and get that one in position. So let's see if we can do it. Which is the nicest face that way. It's all fiddly. Good lump of that. And in we go without disturbing him. Excellent. Right, let's see if we can get the clamp on. Oops, just moved a little bit there. Alrighty. Right, another one done. Alright, so I'm going to tackle this end one now. I've cut the top piece, particularly complicated as it's angled on both sides, and this corner of course has got our usual corner like every corner of the building's got. I think what I do, if I measure from here down to there, and then measure from the top of that one on this side down to there. That should give me a good place to put me block, I think. So that's what I'm going to do, and I can't clamp it because my clamps aren't deep enough, so I'm going to use this to lean it on to wedge it at an angle, and then put this rock on top of it to give it a bit of weight. So where's my tape measure? It's not at all easy to get the camera in here. What I've done, I've put my mark on the wall. I'm just going to put some glue on this, stick it in, level it, and then try and wedge it with that. Just to put a bit of pressure on it. Should help it stick a bit better. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see what we can do. He's in there that way. Get him level. It's not easy. So, make sure we're still on my mark. He's not bad. Right, here it goes. Here goes nothing. Oops, moved already. Right, so that's not working, is it? Slippy. You know what, I think I'm just going to leave him like that. I'll just check him again. Right, lovely, that'll do. I'll let that go off now. While I'm waiting, I've just cut the end one for this piece, and so I've got all my bits now for these tops. Just waiting for them to go off, and I can get them in as they go. Should go a bit quicker shortly though. Okay, I've just gone and done a bit of shopping. I thought I might be able to, this has been on a couple of hours now. I thought I might be able to just pop the clamps off and carry on, but as soon as I did that, it just moved. So I hope I've not broken the thing on it. I've clamped it back up, leave it to set properly. Just thought I could cheat a bit, but there's no way around it this time. But not being one for standing around idle, I'm going to see if I can get all this lot cleared. It's all the old wires and cabling from the other system that was in, plus spare wires and cable, and then I can at least get to my bench to get that tidied up. So I'll crack on with it. Right, so I've cheated a little bit, I keep finding things, but fantastic, what a massive amount of space I've got back again now. Just need a good sweep, probably get Henry on it. At least now I can start to tidy this up and sort this lot out. I'm going to save that for another day though, that's enough for today. Right, okay, so it's not good news. The one that I released yesterday that I said let go, it didn't stick, so I've had to re-stick it again this morning, which kind of limits me going that way. I've done the other side of the end one already, so that's kind of nearly ready, but I can actually work on this one because that one's stuck good, the top shelf's on. I'm going to see if I can make a door for that, try and get a gauge for it, and see what we're up against. It's not going to be easy because they're out of square, so it's just getting it to look somewhere right. So let's have a look. I'm also up against it because it's quite cloudy today. We're pulling in at just about 800 watts at the minute, which is great for running the house and charging the batteries. The batteries are at 42% at the moment. The trouble is when you start running 2 kilowatt power tools, that can beat into that, so I can always start the generator, but hopefully we won't need to. I've got 2 of these boards here, and they're very, very terrible finish out of the packet. I don't know if you can make that out on there, but yeah, I'm going to try and sand them down smooth. I know it's a bit rustic, but if you ever want to wipe them down, you end up with bits of cloth and everything stuck to them, which is far from ideal. So I'll get the sander out and see how the power goes, and see what I can do with these. It's only 280 watts, so I should have no problem running this. I don't know who does quality control on these things, but it's certainly not acceptable that we should have to do this, but we don't have a lot of choice. I'm not, probably can't take them back, and I'm certainly not wasting them. Just keep going at them. Right, I've got one down to an acceptable level of rusticity is it? It'll do. Now I've got the other one. This one's probably going to take me a bit longer because it's a bit worse. So I'll crack on. The next thing I want to do is just dot this in place with a bit of this stuff. I don't really want to start firing nails into it because the impact might dislodge them, I don't know. So a couple of blobs of this, one on each side, should do it nicely. There's one. Oh, let go. Two. Lovely. That's it. Press him down. Get the edges flush. Excellent. Right. I think I'm going to cut me two. I'm going to put two thicker rails down this way, and then with the boards across running that way. I want to angle this because for the ledges, because I want to put the hinges on them. I need to work out where I want them actually. I'll put them 150mm in from each side. Therefore we get them all the same, I think. 150, 300. 120. Remind me of that in a bit when I ask. And then I'm going to angle that, so I need to check the angle. We use a bevel gauge for that, one of these things, and it's the easiest way to do it. So line them up with the wood and line them up with the trough. We're going to be somewhere near, I think. I'll do it. So now I can set my saw to that angle and yeah, cut the exact angle that I want. So we're going to have a look at them. Sun's showing its face a bit. I'm going to use these for the braces because I've got tons of them, all misshaped, odd shaped offcuts. I'm going to just cut them into 50mm strips, and I should get all my doors out of all what I've got. Move that out of the way and then do it. I'm just checking each one for flatness because obviously we don't want curly doors. They look pretty good. Cool. Right, I've just had to adjust my bevel gauge because the little knob was sticking out where I want it to be. If you slacken it right off, you can spin this nut round and put it in a better position. So what I'll do now is set my saw to that angle. We do that by slackening off this one at the back there. Pull out the pin and just rock him over until we get it out of the way. Until we get that angle. Oh. A little bit more. There we go. Right, cool. Then tighten him back up. Now I can cut it. So now we can pop it back into the vertical position and cut our length to a predetermined 38 centimeters, I think it is. Right, so that actually works pretty well. With the board on top, you'll actually just sit on there, which is good, because that one doesn't, but one will be alright. Fabulous. Yeah, I'm happy with that, I'll go with that. So now I need to think about cutting the T&G to go on top of these, because it's going to sit on top of these, and yeah, make the front basically. You know, I think I'm actually going to trim a little bit off this one so it does go right down inside as well. Yeah, I think that'll be better. So I'll go and do that, and then we'll look at the other bits. Right, so I've trimmed a bit off him, I've checked it, and I've marked him up left and right, so I don't get them mixed up when we come to assemble the doors and we get them the right way around. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is cut these to my width. This is going to get really complicated in a bit, I think, because if I do them at full width, I'm going to have a little tiny strip at the bottom, which obviously I don't want. I want a decent piece, so I'm probably going to I'll cut them all to length first, and then yeah, we'll have a look, get that done one step at a time. So basically that's the door. It's upside down. This is going to be the underneath. What I need, because this is going to come past these and rest on the actual existing trough, I want a good amount here to get a good fixing on. So rather than just start at the top and you know, cut that off and have a little thin strip here, which wouldn't be ideal, I've set it out so I can rip this top down there. But I also need to rip this top down to the same angle as that, which I've still got set on my bevel gauge, which I can tilt the table saw the same. So I think I'm gonna go with how I've got it set up there, because that, from a little overlap here, yeah, I've got a really good fixing area there. So first of all, I'm going to take this one down on a funny angle to that width to match the top of that one. Right, so with them cut, I'm going to stick these, I'm just going to glue them, I will glue them in exactly where I want them. The angle's nice, because I can try it in place then, and I can always rip this bottom edge down to whatever I need it to be when it's all made, such as a table saw. So that's the next job. I'm just going to, again as always, stick a bead of glue down. When the glue's gone off a bit, I shall flip it over and nail it from the other side. But in the meantime, I'll just glue them and then probably stick some clamps or some weight on them or something, or plenty on, especially on this bottom bit here. Roll them over. Oops, as he moves. Super slippy. I might just put a board over the top and then with a bag of cement on it, that should do it as well. I'll get it sorted anyway. Right, it's a bit of an unorthodox clamping system, but it's clamped. So we'll let that go off a bit now and we can see where we're at. So if we're getting a bit nearer, I might even have to cut this bottom one at a very, very slight angle, because of the height of the troughs are all over the place. We'll see in a bit. Right, I just fired up the compressor. It says it takes him 5 minutes, that's what's supposed to be rapid, 24 hours to a full set, so hopefully it's enough. I can just flip it over and bang some nails in it. Okay, let's see what we've got. That way. Oof. Well, you know what? I'm kind of liking that as it is. I'm just going to take, it's actually sat really nicely as well, that. I'm probably just going to take the groove off it, I think, and I reckon that'll do. That's pretty cool. Take the groove off and just sand these edges up a bit, make them all nice smoother, and then we'll come back and stick some hinges on it. And I need to devise a handle as well. I'm thinking I've got some little wooden knobs, but I don't want it to mark the wall, so you can get those little rubber things to put on the end of them. I'll have a look at that in a bit. I'll get it cut and ready first, and yeah, excellent, really happy with that. Right, so for the handles, I've got some little, I can get in the packet, little wooden knobs we bought for upstairs, but changed their mind, Sharon did. And I was thinking, you can get those little things you put on about my furniture, little rubbery things, stick one of them on the end of each one, and somewhere I've got some. Does anyone else have these like hundreds of drawer things that you put all stuff in to keep it safe, and then you can't find anything? And I've looked through every single drawer and I still can't find them, so I'm at a bit of a loss. I might have to get some more. Fortunately they aren't too expensive, so I'm going to stick these handles on and stick the hinges on. I'm going to put the hinges on first. I've just measured them, and I'm going to use it. That's it. No, they're going to be a bit long. We'll keep the screws the same. We've got a few here. Yeah. Okay. Get him square. And flip. Well, so I get him in the middle so he doesn't move the hinge when they. That's it. One more in here, and then I'll get the other side done. Right, we're on. So for the handle, it just requires a split there. Not good, I'll have to sand that down in a minute. We need to find the centre. I want the handle sort of pretty close to the edge. It's 715 wide, so that's 367 is hit thereabouts. 367 and a bit, which is, oh, my pens are outside. 367. Just do it this way. There we go. Screw comes up through there if my hole's big enough. If it isn't, right, let's drill a bigger hole and get it fixed on. Right, there we go. We'll take our screw and our screws and our drill and our door and see if we can get it fitted and see what it looks like. There it is, in position. There's some screws in it. And we can test it. Two. I'll carry on. Right, and there it is, done. Hopefully Sharon will be pleased. It even works, it lifts up, we can access our things. Just needs a good clean out now. All this again needs oiling, of course. One down, 4 to go. Which of course, unfortunately or fortunately, brings us to the end of another video. I can't even do any more if I wanted to because I've got no more of these boards. I need to go and get a couple of packs. I need to work out how much I need actually. I need some more handles, I need some more hinges. So I'm going to sit down and make a list. I'm going to have a nice cold beer to celebrate and make a list. And yeah, see what I can do. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back. Sharon will be back as well on Thursday.